So you've actually thought about it. You envisioned it. You told over it. You wrote it down. You made a plan and actually started implementing the plan. So what do you do now, you might ask? Surrender. What do you do next? Surrender. What if everything fails? Surrender. What if things go better than I thought they were going to go? Surrender. Today, what we're going to be talking about is not work hard, no days off, ... Today, what we're talking about is the art of surrender. I'll be right back. Welcome to the V. Terrell Hill Show. I come live every single day, Monday through Monday at 5 o'clock or 5:15. It's according to how I'm feeling. Follow me on all social media at V. Terrell Hill. You can go to my website, vterrellhill.com. You can email me, info@vterrellhill.com. And all of that is in the description below. If you're watching this on Facebook, I cannot see your comments. You'll have to come to visit me on on YouTube, which is youtube.com/VTerrellHill. I'll be putting playback in the description. So if you find this video after the live broadcast, you can skip to the part that you want to hear about or see the most. Let's get into it. So before I get into it, I voted today. Have you guys voted yet? No, really, have you voted yet? If you have not voted, I strongly urge that you do. This election, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, or none, is extremely important. So please, by all means, vote, okay? I felt real good when I voted today. That being said, I want to go a different direction today because, man, we've talked about transgenders and Black Republicans, Democrats, and this, and Kanye West, and cancel culture, and all these things. I think we need a palate cleanse. We need a timeline cleanse. So today, we're talking about the art of surrender. And it's an amazing thing that I, quite frankly, am still working at because I don't quite have the hang of it yet. All right? So, surrender. Focus on where you're going and not how you're going to get there. And that's the first part about surrender that I want to make sure that we stick. That you are to focus on where you're going and not how you're going to get there. And let me tell you why. Because as someone who has made a many of plans and have seen the majority, if not 95, 99% of all of my plans come to fruition, manifest, what I have learned is that my journey always looks opposite of my plans, or the experience of my journey is always the polar opposite of my destination. And if I get too micromanagey, if I can say that, over the journey, it'll start to appear as if I am not headed towards my destination. So that's why you cannot focus on how you're going to get there. You really have to uber focus on where you're going and where you're going. So you're focused on the destination and not the journey. The amount of rejection, the amount of letdown, the amount of depression that I have experienced on the journey would tell me that I am nowhere near the destination. But all I got to do is think, and I realize that every time I put a mark and said, here's where I'm going, I've always gotten there, which has taught me to stop worrying about the detours, stop worrying about the roadblocks, the congested traffic, and just focus on the fact that even if I have to go a route I did not plan on going, I'm still headed in the direction that I was meant to go. And if I have to stop, U-turn, and go backwards, as soon as I readjust, I'm still going to start the journey again in the direction that I need to go. And sometimes the pace will be fast, and sometimes the pace will be slow. But as long as you are headed in the direction you need to go, do not worry about the journey. Be grateful for the journey. Be content within the journey. But keep your eyes focused on the destination. And that is super duper important. And as I mentioned before, like, share, subscribe, and comment. As I mentioned before, you also you cannot be a micromanager. You cannot micromanage this process. You cannot be so in the weeds and in the details of it all. In your planning, yes, do that. Hey, Carolyn, how you doing? In the planning, do that. In the building phase, do that. But once you have the plans down pat, you gotta let go. You cannot be a micromanager. You're not going to be able to control this. You have to give it over to the God that you serve, or the forces of good that you believe in. And believe that if you truly desire something, you will manifest the desires of your heart. See, this work, you cannot lean on your own tools. There's a scripture in the Bible says that you can't lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, you have to acknowledge him. Now, of course, that scripture was based on the Christian belief, so him is God. But that's the same thing no matter what you believe in. You cannot lean on your own understanding of what you see right now. You have to acknowledge the forces of good that's working in your favor, that no matter what is going on, no matter how you feel, no matter what you see, that you will surrender to the forces of good because it's going to lead you to your destination. So I would have to say to you, stop fighting. Like literally, put up your boxing gloves. No more fighting. No more scrapping. No more trying to keep something that's dying alive. Let it all go. Even if it's going to shambles, let it all go to shambles. I'm telling you. Oh my God. And there's going to be many a times in your life where you have to look at everything around you and say, okay, I am done with everything. I am done with it all. How I look right now won't be how I look tomorrow because I'm surrendering my entire self to this process or this journey. You got to let it go. There has been times, and I lied to you guys now, there has been times I spent more energy trying to keep something alive than I did using energy to move forward. I read something interesting. It was in business, but I think this applies to this conversation as well, that people are more willing to spend their resources keeping what they have than spend their resources moving forward. Or people would rather spend their resources keeping from losing what they have than gaining something new. And I have to ask you that question. Are you more invested in keeping what you currently have than you are with letting go so you can get something new? You say, I'm all in your damn business today. Child, I'm in mines too. If you're on Facebook commenting, I can't see them. You have to come to YouTube. And I ask that question again. Are you more invested in keeping what you have than getting something that you've never had before? And I find myself, as I'm in this ever-evolving space in my life where I will never, ever, ever be permanently what I am or what I was, that I have to remind myself, you're fighting for something that it's time to let go now. That could be a relationship. That could be a career. That could be a belief about yourself. Hell, that could be your physical body, how you look right now, literally physically, and how you dress, where you stay, your zip code. Are you fighting for something that you should surrender? Because you have to ask yourself, and I cannot be up here long, and I haven't even moved forward. I've been up here 10 minutes. You have to ask yourself, do you really want something new? Or do you want an augmentation of what you already have? Because if you want something new, you have to give up. You have to be like, all right, surrender. I found myself going through this loop. Same old, same old. Same old experiences, same old outcome of relationships, same old feelings, up and down, but no matter what, up or down, I always end up in the same place. And what I realized was I was causing it because truly I was not willing to do the work to get something different. So the only thing I was doing was just fighting. Every place I'm in, I'm just swinging. Just, come here, ho. Because I was more invested in using my energy to fight than using my energy to die and grow again to be something else. I'm telling y'all, man, there's an art to surrendering. And let me say this, you cannot be full of ego. Whew. You have to let your pride. Oh my God. You have to let your pride go. Make sure y'all follow me on all social media. Like, share, subscribe, comment. V. Terrell Hill. If you're on Facebook, I can't see you. You have to come to YouTube. You have to let your pride go. You have to forget about every time it's time for you to transition. You have to forget about all of your past W's, all of your past wins, even how you won. Because for every new space, there's a new grace for winning. For every new space, there's a new strategy for how you win in that space. God damn. Sheesh. So you cannot be a micromanager. You got to let go. Somebody's watching this today, I'm telling you, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let it go. Oh, excuse me. Let you go. I'm going to say it again because y'all didn't hear me. Let you go. All right. I'm almost done. I'm not going to be up here long. Remember, we're timeline cleansing because we've been in some deep topics the last 3 weeks. All right. Hold on. What did I do? Oh, you cannot fool the universe. I'm missing a page, but I'll survive. You cannot fool the universe. I'm going to say this again. You cannot fool the universe. You cannot pretend as if you're ready for something that you're not. You cannot say things like, I'm ready for change. I'm ready for something different. I'm ready to shift. I'm ready to transition. And think just because you're saying it and just because you're doing it, that you are changed, that you're being changed. And a lot of you are frustrated because you checking boxes. All right, I got my affirmations and I'm da-da-da this and I'm da-da-da that. But the reality is in your heart of hearts, you have not let go. You're still holding on. You're afraid to look like a fool. You're afraid to be alone. You're afraid to fumble it and fumble the bag and fumble relationships. You ain't really ready yet. There is a recklessness that comes with surrender. And there is a recklessness that comes with transition and moving forward. It is not as methodical as you think it is. I've been telling myself this lately because I was thinking I had a decision to make. And I remembered like 2 years ago when I had a decision like this to make, I just did it. Done. And now I took my time. And the reason, and I was like, well, what's the difference? The difference is I have knowledge now, but knowledge can end up being your own speed roadblock, speed bump. Don't allow what's in your head to trump the art, the flow of surrender. Sometimes you got to bypass your own, what's the word I want to use? I don't know the adjective. Sometimes you got to bypass your own intellect. You got to say this, okay, this don't make sense to me. I should not be doing this right now. But remember what I said in the beginning, I'm focused on the destination. So I don't care. I'm just going to go with this flow. I did, y'all know I do inspirational videos, and one I think I did 2 weeks ago that says, in the flow there is no, K-N-O-W. Where I got that from was talking about the code of the soul. And there are times that you engulf yourself in reading books, you engulf yourself in strategy, you engulf yourself with connecting with a mentor or somebody or a spiritual leader or whatever you want to call it. But then there are sometimes you disconnect from everything and go inwardly and read the code of your soul. What is my soul saying right now? What is this foreign language that I can only understand and I will be able to only interpret? Oh, man, I'm a bit out here. If you're on Facebook, again, I can't see your comments. You have to come to YouTube. I'm a little bit out here. Let me wrap this up. Where are we at? 17 minutes in. I'm about to wrap this. But no, for real. There's a code in your soul that only you can decode. That was, if I'm correct, encoded by divinity. And if you don't disconnect and stop being so GD cautionary, and I don't want to mess up, I don't want to, and disconnect from your crutches, from your oh God, I forget. Sometimes I lose my adjectives when I be talking. I hate it. From the things you use to numb your pain and get into the deep part of your soul and figure out what you need to know about you. All right? So you can't fool the universe. Well, last point, and I'm done. What's going on, Chris and Carlette Live? They said, surrender to the Lord. We are no longer under the law. Chris and Carlette Live is some of my devout Christian friends, and they going to talk Christianese on this here platform, and I invite it all because I don't have a problem with none of it. Oh, welcome. Welcome, Chris and Carlette Live, and all of you, the guys that are on, welcome. 2 more points, and I'm done. In order to truly embrace surrender, you have to have extreme acceptance of who you are. And I know it don't make sense, but in order to embrace true surrender, in order to rock with the art of surrender, there has to be an embracing of who you are. You got to stop fighting your now self or pitting your now self against your future self. Because a lot of that is self-sabotage. As you are moving forward, you are looking at yourself like your current self is the enemy. When the reality is your current self is an important part of the journey. What I was saying in my write-up was that once you put your intentions out there of what you want, once you plan what you want, then the very next thing you have to do is surrender. And then the question is, what am I doing in the meantime while I'm surrendering? Working on myself, allowing my current self to grow into my future self. And by doing that, I cause future to become now. Let me say that again. When you start focusing and prioritizing you, you allow current self to grow into future self, until future self becomes now. So you're not like begging him, oh Lord, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Oh my God, I want it to happen. I want it to happen. Oh my God, I want it to happen. Oh, I can't believe it. I don't want to be disappointed again. I don't want to be hurt again. No, the only thing you're doing is working on future self. Current self. Using the GPS of current location and destination and bridging and keep on traveling until current location is on top. The pin is dropped on the destination, yo. Think about it. That's how it works. You take current location and you follow the directions until the pin drops on destination. And that, the only way you do that is extreme acceptance of who you currently are. That's why you cannot fool the universe. I don't care what you do. The universe responds to who you be, who you are, not what you do. So you have to, in order to truly surrender, you really got to have extreme acceptance that this is where I am, but this is not where I'll always be. Sooner or later, I'm going to pin drop right on top. Last point, I'm going to leave an offer and I'm about to bounce. How long have I about? 22 minutes. I got to go. You want proof? Look at your 5 years ago self, and look at your current self. Look how far you've come. And if that is not enough proof, that all you got to do is surrender. I don't know what else to tell you. But there is an art to surrendering. Do not fight you no longer, and do not fight people. People don't believe in your vision. Don't fight them. Y'all literally stop fighting. It is not for them to believe. External belief starts internal. You have to believe it so that that belief overflows into everything around you. So if you got a whole lot of people around you that don't believe, I question, do you believe? Because the reality is the universe gives you. That's why you have to have extreme acceptance, or you'll have multiple personalities. You got this idea here of what your life should be, but then your life is giving you something else, and you're like, what the hell is going on? Because you cannot fool the universe. You will receive you 24/7 without controversy or prejudice. You will always receive you. It is what it is. All right, let's end this. I have a special offer for you, for those of you that are on here now. If you're on Facebook, welcome, but you will not be able to see this unless you come to YouTube. I won't be able to see your comments unless you come to YouTube. Christian Carlette Live says, I had to learn the hard way. Oh, hell yeah, I had to as well. But I'm clear now. I am clear. I am clear. I am not fighting my now. I will not be punishing myself today just because I got something in my head for tomorrow. I'll celebrate myself. I will accept extreme acceptance of myself. All right, here we go. Hey, Carlette, how you be? Welcome, the both of you. Um, so here we go. If you are needing some help with this ideal of surrender, you're just really trying to figure this out because you got to get to this space. You got this burning urge in you to to accomplish. Email me at info@vtrlhill.com. Put in the subject line free consultation, and I'll give you a 30-minute consultation that will change your entire life. Listen, I've been doing them all week this week. It's almost like preaching. Ugh. But it's amazing to see the light bulb come on when people really realize that they truly have the power to set themselves free. This information I just gave you is in the description. Email me at info@vtrlhill.com and put in the subject line free consultation. Chris Carlette says, fine, making jam. Lord, you all the time doing something homey. Such a Proverbs 31 woman. About to email you again. Oh, whatever, Chris. Listen, I love you guys a long time. Thank y'all so much for coming in. I don't take one view for granted. I am a world changer. I am an influencer. And because I already am, I don't care if I got 1,000 people or one person on here. It's all the same to me. Because I'm doing me. What does that mean? I am doing what I am. I am a world changer. I am an influencer. I am a content creator. So I don't wait for the masses to be me. I be me and the masses will come. And see, okay, I'm going to say this and I'm going to stop. And see, that's another thing. A lot of times we're waiting for external manifestation before we truly get all in. And you will be waiting until you die. You have to put it all in as if the crowd, the applause, the fruit of it is already there. If you are not going in now like you have 1 million followers, you got it wrong. You got the cart before the horse. You right. You right, Chris. I really don't want to let this thing go. I just got another wind. I'm telling you. I got a question for the creators out there. I got a question for the path makers. Are you going all in? Have you laid it all out? If you still got a little bit reserved, you ain't ready yet. You ain't ready yet. Have you put it all out on the table? Because my question is, what are you reserving? For what? Let me say this. Oh, God. I had a huge rejection happen to me. First of all, I was taking a year off to mind my business and build my soul up. I had a huge rejection this summer, and it clicked something in me, and I got to work. Working, as I've been doing not stop. Then I had another rejection, and bam, it clicked something else in me, and I turned up my work. Then I had another rejection, and I turned it up some more, and I keep on asking myself, every time I think that I've maximized my potential, something happens that realize I haven't even hit top speed yet. And if I haven't hit top speed yet, the Lamar cassette go, I'm still in practice. I ain't go. That's why I go live every single day, Monday through Friday at 5 o'clock. Because why do I need energy left at the end of the day? I got to give it all. I'm telling y'all the truth. Minding the business that pays you. Absolutely. Focusing on the thing that finances you. Energizing the thing that energizes you. Communicating to the thing that comforts you. Let me see, what else? What another I one I can do? Imagining the thing that will impart you. I'm trying to tell you, have you gone all in? What are your reserves? That's some fire behind that, I'm telling y'all. Have you put it all in? Or are you storing up for a rainy day? All right, y'all, let me stop. But surrender it. Surrender today. Make a pact with yourself. Pact, I don't know. Covenant with yourself. You know, I know the churchy words. Make a covenant with yourself. Oh, okay, listen. Kristen Carlette Live says, how do you deal with the pain that it may cause? Listen to me. You just do. You really just do. I honestly did not have, I thought I experienced a kind of pain that was worthy of my rank and my stripes until summer this year up until now. There were times that I would get off, since I've been doing these lives, especially when I first started, I would get off these lives and just stare out the window and just sort of like, whew. Because where I should have been licking my wounds, I was like, forget it. We're moving forward. I think that by virtue of the journey, a part of the journey is this divine call up of all of your pain. The pain really is prophetic of the condition of your soul. So when you feel that pain, you really have to be like, oh, okay, I need to deal with this. Because check this out. When I go to work on, or when I go to move towards my destiny, this becomes a distraction. So that means I need to deal with this so that I can keep on moving forward. It's like when you start the journey, you turn up the heat, and all the things that was bothering you that you were unconscious about boils up to the top. How you look, how you feel about yourself, how you talk, the tone of your voice, how you dress. I just don't like the way my beard, I don't like my chubby cheeks. I don't like the way my hairline. I don't like this. I don't like that. I'm nervous. People might not accept me. All of those things are prophetic and gives you direction on the condition of your soul so you can deal with it. So it's not too weighty for you so you can move forward. Do you forgive yourself or others that causes? No, you do not. Rejection is meant for inspection. Rejection is not to create enemies. Rejection is meant for inspection. You get rejected, and then you go to inspect. All right? Who? And then you get a true inventory of who you are and what you are. And then you move forward. But you do not spend, and I was having a conversation with somebody today about revenge. And they were like, no, you need to. I did not realize my head was on top of this thing. Let me move over here. You need to get revenge. You need to let go. And I said, I cannot afford to spend my energy there. The pain that I felt because of the rejection, I turned it inside to see, just to maybe see, just in case they were right. Because all rejection ain't haters. Sometimes we really trashy. Do you incorporate prayer to the situation? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, there are many forms of prayer. There are times that you go in meditation, and if I was saying earlier, you're decoding the code of the soul. And then there are sometimes you go what I would call out, but I don't consider it out, but I'll say in context, out. There's times that I've cried and like, God, this is too much for me. And there were some times I went in and said, okay, soul, be at peace. And sometimes I oscillated. I don't know what's going on, and you're going to be all right. Oh, God, help me. You'll oscillate. You have to use all types of prayer. I mean, for those that are spiritual and believe in prayer. Have you ever witnessed God repaying your enemy? Let me say this. At the moment somebody does you wrong on purpose and intentional and okay with them doing you wrong, your enemy has already been repaid. It takes a dark soul to harm people. It takes a dark soul to cause people pain on purpose. I don't have to come after you. I guarantee you your life is miserable as it is right now. And I hope those of you that watching this and watch this in the future hear me clearly. Never fight your enemies. If they are a true enemy, they are containing a negativity that will self-destruct in them lest they fix it. You don't match them energy for energy. You inspect while they reject. You make yourself better. Now, every person that I consider an enemy right now, I know for a fact their life is trash. What do I need to do about this? Once you change your mindset, how do you maintain that and not revert back? It is impossible. If you had a change of mindset and you revert back, you did not have a change of mindset. Every time you learn something new, you get a wrinkle in your brain that can never unwrinkle, literally, scientifically, fact. Once you have truly changed, you cannot unchange. You can change again, but you will never be what you were. You might be an augmentation of that or a revision of that. But no, there is no such thing, in my opinion, of change and then unchange. And we're forever evolving and moving. So the you today will never, ever be you again. Yeah. So when do you actually forgive? Like, where's the... I think that for me, in my experience, when I realized that, when I realized that the negativity of wanting to get them back and the distraction that it caused, yeah, that's when I decided it's not worth it. But forgiveness is at levels. And I think it takes time. I think certain kind of hurt takes time for forgiveness. Because I can be honest and say that I have not fully healed, I have not fully forgiven. I'm addressing it moment by moment. Literally, it comes up, I address it. It comes up and I address it. I'm moving forward and I am moving from it, but I am not going to lie to myself or y'all and say that I have fully forgiven. I am forgiving as we go. Yeah, you can absolutely make people change by what you do. Here's how you do it. One or two things are going to happen. That's why I don't cut people off no more. Um, you become something until it overflows into every part of your life, and to the point that people either decide to go with it or go on about their business. Something, when I'm leading a team, or I'm in charge of something, or just in general, and I don't like what's going on or what's around me, I might not vocalize it in the team meeting, but everyone that's watching this should know I'm saying to myself, if my team is doing this, that means I am doing it, because I am literally creating every moment in my life. So what happens is, if I create excellence in me so that it demands excellence for my team, or my team is like, nah, I don't want to, no, I don't, this is too much pressure. I didn't want this much responsibility, and they remove themselves. That's my thoughts. Yeah, we're talking about surrender, y'all. And we're talking about, at this point, the pain of surrender. But does that seem like you are becoming obsessed with the process, or is this just your new life? No, okay, obsessed with, I'm going to answer this, but obsessed, let me know if I don't answer it right. No, it's actually the opposite. You let go and go with the flow. And the flow will give you no, K-N-O-W. That's just it. If you're possessed with anything, you're so possessed and passionate about the destination that you're willing to do anything to get there. And when I say anything, I'm talking about the soul work, the sacrifice, the energy, the finances, the gain or loss of relationships. What's going on, Jennifer P? How you doing? Welcome. Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay, well, where does discipline come in if you are to letting go? When I say letting go, I'm not talking about letting yourself go from this perspective of like, you know what, I'm not even going to work towards it. I'm not going to be lazy about it. Remember, I was saying earlier that you're on the journey, and by virtue of just how the journey is set up, things are going to come up that you have to make a decision. Will I allow this to distract me, or will I deal with it? So when I'm talking about letting go, how can I say this? I'm not talking about micromanaging. I'm talking about trusting the flow. Some people might say the Holy Spirit. Some people might say the universe. Some people might say God. I'm talking about going with the flow and not holding on. Because remember, you're focused on the destination. And if you're truly focused on the destination, you're not going to do anything to hinder you moving towards the destination. So my idea of letting go is releasing unnecessary fight, releasing yourself of your now self so you can properly evolve into your future self, until your future self becomes your now self. Letting go means I will no longer build a house. I will always carry a tent with me. So that means that the space I am now, I am okay that I will not be in that space tomorrow. I am a sojourner. I am journeying. I'm evolving. I am changing daily. But no, I like this space. I'm comfortable now. I don't really want to move forward. Like, why all the things are always changing? I just don't like to change. I'm always being challenged. That's what I mean. If you're saying that, you have not surrendered to the cost of getting to where you're trying to go. The word surrender is powerful, but a lot of people think it's a weak word, or a person is weak when they surrender, but not so. It's opposite. Absolutely. It's a sign that you are a discerner of the current times. Over the past years that I have known you, I commend you on your change. God has given you wisdom on these types of topics. Thank you. Thank you. I haven't got my ass beat. That's all it's been. I've had my ego strangled. I can't tell you how many times I've been on top and fell flat on my face for the last 2 to 3 years. Literally, y'all, my ego and my pride has been on the chopping block. On top, yes. Meaning, I said I was going to do something and I did it. Like, or everybody around me can see, oh, life is working in his favor. And pop, bam. And now I'm left with no fruit, just belief in myself. Just belief that it's going to work out. Because that's where I am right now. There are 5 people on this live right now. And that was the biggest ego crunch about even starting to do lives. Because the last time I was doing lives, I was sitting in front of thousands of people. And so I had to realize that pride was getting in the way of me hitting this button to start going live. Chris and Carlette Live, y'all remembered when the inaugural show almost a year and a half ago, I said I was going to start doing lives. And I'm just now doing it 3 weeks ago. Pride. No, being on top is not pride. You got to get pride on your heart so you don't give being on top too much. And I don't mind admitting that I was being prideful. I had pride elevating me. Literally, pride was elevating me. Walking around head high. I'm V. Terrell Hill. What you gonna say to me? What you gonna do to me? Try me. Nigga, I'll beat you. Very much elevated by pride. And so the last, especially this summer up until now, oh boy, I've had to lay my pride to the side. I've had to literally just release myself of every false view of me. So when do you feel like you have arrived? You will never arrive. We are only carrying tents from this day forward until forever. Especially if you're a believer of the afterlife, heaven, hell, or whatever you believe, we are only carrying tents. See, that's why you have to get pride out of it. Because pride will want you to get to a certain space and hold it. I am here. Nope. Tents. Because tomorrow's goal is today's complacency. Is that what I want to say? What am I trying to say? Basically, where I am right now was yesterday's goal. Yeah, yesterday's goal is, I don't care. I have to work on that saying, but basically, what I'm doing today, I thought about doing yesterday. And what I do tomorrow, I'm thinking about doing today. So I'm always moving, always moving. So you have to be okay. Yes, a living epistle. I like that. Epistle? Episcopal. I be messing up words these days, y'all. I read more than I've ever had in my life. And I feel like I'm less articulate than I've ever been in my life. No lie. I read more than I ever have. It's like my adjectives walked out the back door and won't come back. But yeah, you have to literally, you got to be a tent carrier. You have to be nomadic. And you got to be like Moses. Was it Moses? No, Abraham. Oh, shoot. I done forgot my Bible lessons. Yeah, Abraham that was willing to put Isaac on the altar to be sacrificed. I'm going to tell you now, if you want to be the person you want to be, you are going to burn your favorite thing every season of your life. Now, that's the truth. Now, Let me say it again. If you want to be the person that you want to be, you're going to sacrifice your favorite thing every season of your life. You're going to have to give it up. Because that favorite thing causes complacency. You have to be okay with a certain amount of discomfort. When I was telling you, I would get the rejection and then turn up the heat because every rejection took a layer of comfort off of me. Because I didn't think I would get a no. I mean, you ain't about to tell me no, not me. You ain't going to tell me no. And lo and behold, out me? Oh, yeah, you. And so then I realized, oh, that's a weak spot. I got to get to work. So as a part of the teaching where I was saying that you cannot, what was it again? You cannot fool the universe. What I mean by that is if you're trying to move forward so you can get comfortable, because the only reason why you got to watch your motives. Because if your motive is to leave your current space because you're uncomfortable, then the universe will serve you another space that's comfortable. And you'd be like, I just don't wonder why everybody else is achieving and I'm not. I mean, my life is okay, but my life is doing all right because you don't want, why am I hollering? I know my neighbors be like, what the hell is going on? You don't want to move forward. You just want to be comfortable. And that's what you're getting. Comfort for your present spot. But if you're talking about moving forward solely for one reason and one reason only, because you have a divine picture in your head and your noun does not match that divine picture, you automatically, it's like a split personality. On one side of your brain, your frontal lobe, you got this vision and it is perfect and it is mature and it's clear. On this other side, you got now. And you spend your day, your current, leaning over here sometimes and leaning over there. And you learn the balancing act of accepting now and moving forward, accepting now and moving forward, accepting now and moving forward. And you're just going. See, that's why you have to surrender, because it's a flow of accepting now and moving forward, accepting now and moving forward, accepting now. And you just got to be with the flow. If you're too stiff, you cannot move how you need to move. Woo, wee. All right. I got to go eat, y'all. I've been passed out on this live. I think my sugar low. So let me give this offer one more time, and I'll let you guys go. Thank y'all. Listen, I have enjoyed this. This is what I really want to do. But my algorithm be like, no, you got to talk about politics. You got to talk about current events. And I really just want to talk about this all day long. Like, if I had my way, this is what I would talk about every single day on these lives. But the way the algorithm is set up, they said you can't be selfish. You can't be... Jennifer, man, you need to keep a snack up there with you. You know why I don't snack when I'm doing these things? Because I have a habit of, and I got too many videos in the digital space of me talking about something. So I keep, matter of fact, I had got some granola and I put it in my mouth. I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to go live. So I like drunk some water, like, because I know me. And without thinking, I'll be like, there's something else I noticed that I do too. So whatever, Chris. There's something else that I do too. I have a bad habit of picking up my nose. I don't think I've done it since I've been on these lives, but my other storytelling series, I spend the whole time doing this. I think it's a tick. But here's my special offer. If you want to live the surrender life and you need help getting started with it, shoot me an email at info@vterrellhill.com and put in the subject line, free consultation. And I will lead you down this journey that will change your life forever. It's a 30-minute free consultation. Now, there are 6 of them only one is free. So don't get on my line bothering me. But they're fairly priced, though, for the worth. Because imagine a conversation like we've had today, but it's one-on-one. And module 2 is about you. Module 1 is about you. Module 2 is about starting. And what we do is we take time for you to be as imaginative as possible. And you create the life you want. And then we work all the way back to now. And we figure out what you need to do today and every single day to get to that life you want. And then we go on from there. At any rate, singing, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yeah, thank you, Jesus. All right, y'all. And listen, I'm sorry I didn't give the announcement. If you're on Facebook and you commented at all, I did not see it. I'm over here. I don't see comments unless you come to YouTube. I come live every single day, Monday through Monday at 5 or 5:15. Join me. Listen, until the next time, I want you guys to be well. I want y'all to do well because guess what? You deserve well. Bye.